You know, when I look back at it, this experience we call college goes by all too quickly. Although the place we've called home no longer goes by the name of the College of St. Thomas and has since matured into the University of St. Thomas, I know we can all agree and fully appreciate the wise words from the great poet Asher Roth. I love college. However, before I go over our college years, I would first like to mention that as we celebrate our triumphs as scholars over the years, we should keep in mind that today is not simply about us, but should be a celebration of those friends and family members that enabled us to have such an opportunity. Our graduation is as much as a testament to their encouragement, love, support, and wallets, all of which, down to the last penny, has gone to good fortune. I would also like to recognize all members of this class. Together, we are all one, and we are glad whichever path, transfer or non-traditional, led you to St. Thomas. In the same token, many of us came to this university 4 years ago. At that time, it was hard to fully grasp just how much change would be in the road ahead. Not just personally, but as a community, which can be seen through our beautiful campus upgrades. Tommies. Just like the environment around us, let's construct good for the greater good. Let's remember how important the donations from those wiser will assist so many of us for so many years to come, and how this kindness will be felt and this knowledge will be passed on for generations and Tommies to come. Now, I invite you to think back to your first moments walking on the campus. For a lot of us, it was a chaotic rush of moving into our luxurious, well-air-conditioned dorms. Whether you're a Grace Girl, Cretan Creature, Darling Diva, Brady Boy, or one of those fortunate to belong to legendary Ireland Hall where Lavin burgers were aplenty, we can all reminisce on one shining moment when our parents awkwardly said their goodbyes with one of the three reactions reminiscent of lottery winners. A, complete shock. B, the, I can't believe this is actually happening, followed by tears of sadness. Or C, the hidden joy of complete and total ecstasy. It's okay, we don't have to know which one. We were now faced with the daunting task of making friends with this complete total stranger who would be our loft mate and confidant for the next 9 months. Yet, after the first few weeks of the uncomfortable lanyard swinging, icebreaker sessions, and the distinguishedly humid, restless nights in dorms, we started to learn. We picked up on the social norms and started stashing our lanyards at the depths of our North Face backpacks. We discovered that the library actually is a handy place to get some work done. Also, those textbooks that we paid a nice pretty penny for actually needed to be opened and the contents devoured into our brains in order to obtain a passing grade. Then, as the first significant holidays rolled around and Santa brought us all the Uggs, Dre Beats, and St. Thomas bookstore apparel our spoiled little hearts could desire, a noticeable transition began to occur. Whereas the first few months, we anxiously awaited trips home to see familiar faces, eat mom's home-cooked meals, and spend times with old high school friends, suddenly, we weren't that thrilled by the idea of making a long trek home for the fear of missing out on all the great adventures St. Paul and our university had to offer. Suddenly, St. Thomas was more home than home. Our floor mates were our family, our classmates our friends, and those professors were the closest things to mentors than we've ever had. Time only flew by from then. We should never overlook the little things that made college exactly what it should be, memorable. Through our years, we joined clubs, made life-changing transitions from Facebook to Twitter, back to Facebook, to Pinterest, and finally, back to Twitter. We learned what chiving was and redefined phrases such as tumbling and buzz feeds. We referred to our houses by names such as the barn, the brothel, the mustard mansion, the LGC, and the pig pen. And I dare not forget the secret gathering place by the chapel some called 94, where Chabawamba and $5 was all one needed. We dominated the Mayak and rightfully restored our standing in the Tommy Johnny football rivalry. We had run-ins with public safety for attempting to climb goalposts, and we made the dean's list, some more times than others. We resorted in diets heavy in plums and wild onions spent Thursdays like it was prequel to Breakfast at Tiffany's, and celebrated our inner Irish or Black Irish every Saturday with Daniel Guerra. We experienced the shift from being solo, like Aya's freshman year, to a different sort of solo, more popularly known by that one Toby Keith song our junior year. We formed cliques, broke barriers, and lost a lot of sleep through it all. The good thing about life is that it's full of chances, and no matter the size of this I wish I had moment, there's no reason not to carry it out in the future. We all share aspirations of the future as well as uncertainties of what is to come. Have no fear. Embrace the changes that have made you who you are, just as you embraced the changes 4 years ago as we entered college. With all the great things we have done since our first steps on campus, much in part to the great resources and people provided to us by our university, I'm sure there are some things we wish we had still accomplished, such as becoming a true Tommy. None of these to-dos should be considered regrets. Think of them more as opportunities to preserve the youthful curiosity we have and bring it into the so-called real world. College was a time where we grew in ways you cannot measure by any test or paper. Campus may have changed a lot over the past 4 years, but the underlying values of St. Thomas ring as true as ever. Bearing in mind our school's mission, inspired by Catholic intellectual tradition, the University of St. Thomas educates students to be morally responsible leaders who think critically, act wisely, and work skillfully to advance the common good. We honed our critical thinking skills in the classroom, made and learned from mistakes which have led us to act all wiser, but advancing common good is still a work in progress. Though this diploma marks the end of our undergraduate teachings, we still have much to do, and learn, and see, and feel. This piece of paper is not the timestamp of a time soon to be forgotten. It is a reminder to continuously apply all the skills and knowledge we have acquired thus far to help our fellow men and advance the common good in any way we are possible. Last but certainly not least, it would be impossible for me not to recognize and thank the leading figure at our institution for making our experience what it was and pushing St. Thomas to the pinnacle it resides upon now. So, for Father Deese, on behalf of all Tommies, past, present, and future, the class of 2013 is especially honored to share in the exit out of these doors, under these arches, that you have opened for us. Thank you and those close by your side. We are privileged to have had the liberty from now and until our dying days to wake each morning and say, today, just as every day, it's a good day to be a Tommy.
What?